On heavily fished bream waters, such as here at Earlswood, the fish tend to sit that bit further out, so you're going to need the right type of kit if you're to reach them. With feeder fishing currently riding the crest of the wave both here in the UK and across Europe, Daiwa has responded with ZON, a complete range of tackle designed specifically for the modern feeder angler. When it comes to feeder rods, ZON covers every conceivable tactic, venue or fish species with over 30 models to choose from. These are split between the Z rods with starting prices from $165 and the slightly cheaper S models with prices starting from just $84.99. To that you can add 3 new ZON reels with 5,000 and 6,000 body sizes and a comprehensive luggage array that's designed with the feeder angler in mind. Alongside keep nets, landing nets, an array of swivels and feeder beads, there are also superbly designed and built feeders that come in a multitude of different weights in small, medium and large sizes. Combined, ZON is one of the biggest tackle launches Daiwa has ever produced. A couple of Bream ground bait tips for you. Firstly, no matter what ground bait you use, I always tend to use a brown crumb with it, 50-50, makes it nice and soft. And also, most importantly, rather than add water little and often as you do when you're roach fishing, Bream don't like ground bait that fizzes and pops and moves, they like it inert. So over wet the ground bait, plenty of water and leave it to stand. It's much better that it's fully absorbed and soft and fluffy rather than dry and fluffy and it moves all over the place. You want it on the bottom where the bream feed. So a really nice slab, pretty much a standard sort of size for the Earlswood fish. And we've had a good day's breaming and I'll tell you a little bit more about Daiwa's ZON distance feeder rod now. So this is Daiwa's 13-foot ZON S distance feeder. It's a 3-piece blank. It's got a casting weight of 120 grams and it costs £105. Now, there's nothing I could really dislike about this rod. It has a good length handle. It's quite pokey. It's got a sort of a robust fish playing action, but it is progressive. Casting wise, I've used up to 60 gram feeders and I can hit 70 yards with ease. And at its cost, yeah, it's a really nice rod. There is though something else we're going to have a look at in the ZON range, and it's this. This is its bigger, more expensive brother. This is an ZON Z with a price of over £200. This one has a casting weight of 180 grams and will fairly fire out any type of feeder. We're going to take it to a venue that should really test it. So we had a nice day's breaming at Earlswood. We caught a few fish and they nod appreciatively as you bring them in, but they're not particularly hard fighting. Anyway, we've gone from the sublime to the ridiculous. This is the Carp Colosseum that is Boddington Reservoir. The fish in here are really aggressive and you need big rods and big reels to tackle them. The rod we've chosen today is a new ZON ZXL distance. This is double the price of the rod that we used at Earlswood. It's got 180 grams casting weight. It's got a big handle, it's got a big reel on it with big line, and I can't wait to put a bend in it with a big Boddington carp. So whilst we're between bites, I'll tell you a little about the ZON Z 13-foot XL. Now, the fishing today has been quite tricky and the fish have been much further out than I thought they would be. But obviously we've got the right rod to go long distances, and it fairly does sizzle out a 50-gram method feeder, let me tell you. However, in my opinion, it's much better suited to heavier casting weights than it is actually casting distances. I'm not knocking the rod, it's performed really well. And if I were going to a big river such as the Y or the Severn and I needed 5 and 6 ounce feeders, this would be the rod I'd go for. It is, though, right at the very end, the high end of the ZON range, and with 30 odd rods to go at, there's plenty of choice for every type of feeder angler. Anyway, we're going to see if we get another one, and thank you for watching.